In the fierce arenas of modern women's tennis, where power and poise collide on every court, few names stir as much excitement as Coco Gauff. From her astonishing Wimbledon debut at age 15 to her recent rise to World No. 2, the American phenom has proven time and again that she is not just a player of the future, she is a force of the present. But as with all rising stars, even the brightest spotlight casts a shadow. This week, Patrick Mouratoglou, the high-profile former coach of Serena Williams, and one of tennis's most respected minds, issued both praise and a pointed warning about Gauff's game. His assessment, made in a post-match breakdown following Gauff's dramatic win at the Italian Open quarterfinals, sparked conversations across the tennis world. "She is an incredible competitor," Mouratoglou said. "Coco Gauff never backs down. She finds ways to win when it looks impossible. But that same grit hides a problem that could cost her big on the biggest stages." The remark came just days after Gauff's nearly 4-hour marathon victory over Zheng Qinwen in Rome, a match many hailed as a display of heroic endurance and mental fortitude. Yet Mouratoglou's evaluation wasn't all celebration. Beneath the admiration was an undeniable note of concern. Praise where praise is due. First, the plaudits. Gauff's match against Zheng was the kind of epic that builds legends. Down a set, up against a fiery opponent with a punishing forehand, Coco clawed her way back into contention with tenacity that left fans breathless. The match, clocking in at 3 hours and 32 minutes, was the longest women's WTA match of the season so far. "She is like a warrior," Mouratoglou said. "Coco plays each point like it's a match point. That mindset is rare. It's what made Serena great. It's what separates champions from contenders." Indeed, that fire has fueled Gauff's meteoric rise. Just 21 years old, she is already a Grand Slam champion, 2023 U.S. Open, a multiple-time WTA 1000 finalist, and now a semifinalist in Rome for the second consecutive year. Her mental resilience, often compared to Rafael Nadal's, has become her signature weapon. "She's got the heart," Mouratoglou said, "but heart only takes you so far. The flaw that won't stay hidden. And here comes the warning." Mouratoglou, who spent over a decade coaching Serena Williams and has mentored several top players, didn't mince words when turning his eye toward Gauff's technical inconsistency, specifically her forehand. "That forehand is going to be a problem," he said. "At the highest level, you can't have a major hole in your game. The top players will find it and attack it." This isn't a new critique, but coming from Mouratoglou, it carries weight. Gauff's forehand has long been viewed as mechanically stiff, her take-back loop sometimes too elongated, and her point of contact occasionally inconsistent under pressure. In matches against elite baseliners, like Aryna Sabalenka or Iga Swiatek, opponents have frequently targeted her forehand side, drawing errors or rushed shots. Though Gauff's speed and defense help mask this, Mouratoglou believes the issue is beginning to limit her offensive potential. "In the Zheng match, it was clear," he explained. "When Coco was rushed, especially on the forehand side, she couldn't always dictate. She relied on her defense to get out of trouble. But what happens when your legs aren't fresh? It's a valid question, particularly in long tournaments where recovery time is minimal. The flaw might not show up in every match, but when it does, it could mean the difference between a final and a semifinal, a runner-up finish and a Grand Slam title. Why it matters now? With Roland Garros looming just weeks away, Mouratoglou's timing is no coincidence. Clay is a surface that exposes weaknesses. It demands full body balance, precise timing, and the ability to construct points with patience. On clay, rushed shots float wide. Footwork must be flawless. There's no cheating a technique that falters under pressure. Gauff's game, rich with athleticism and court coverage, suits clay. But if her forehand falters, the longer rallies of the red dirt could spell trouble. The good news, Mouratoglou added, is that this is fixable. Coco is still so young. She has time. But it's time to make the technical work a priority. The Serena parallel. In a way, Mouratoglou's observations are shaped by his years alongside Serena Williams, a player whose game, while far from flawless, was always evolving. Serena's serve, backhand, and mental game were elite, but even she made adjustments mid-career to stay dominant. She reinvented herself more than once, he said. She didn't wait for the game to force her to change. She stayed ahead of it. Coco must do the same. The comparison between Gauff and Serena has been made often, sometimes too easily. They're both African. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Praise meets warning as Serena Williams' ex-coach Lauds Coco Gauff's grit while flagging a costly flaw. Despite having a winning run at the Italian Open, it seems Coco Gauff's double trouble is far from over. She has already committed around 151 double faults this season. Although she kept it pretty tidy in her previous 3 matches in Rome, Gauff committed 16 double faults in her previous match against Qinwen Zheng. Overall, she has now committed 35 double faults in 5 of her matches in this tournament. So, despite slowly getting back to her best form, her woes surrounding the high number of double faults keep on plaguing the 21-year-old. Veteran tennis coach Rick Macchi, best known for his stint with the Williams sisters, had previously said her serve was biomechanically disconnected, but he believes Gauff's second serve can be fixed in less than 1 hour. Several experts have come up with different suggestions, but this now seems to be an unending problem for the world's number 3. How did Macchi react after seeing her numbers from the previous match? Rick Macchi has time and again spoken about how tweaking/speaking will not solve the double fault leaking for Coco Gauff. In fact, he also believes that Gauff has all the inner qualities to be number 1. But some of these things provide a big hindrance towards her summit. If we take a look at her performance in the previous match, although she defeated the world number 8, Qinwen Zheng, 7-6, 3, 4-67, 6-4, her stats were a bit too concerning for the renowned tennis coach. In one of his tweets, Macchi hailed her success in this match, but also highlighted the major flaw in her game, saying, "Coco has the heart of a lion. She actually has 2 hearts, 2 lungs, 2 backbones, a 2-handed backhand, but too many double faults." This shows you how strong mentally this young warrior is, and once the second serve is stable, number 1 is on the table at Coco Gauff. Then shortly after that, he came up with yet another tweet, saying, "Coco gifted 16 double faults and still got the W. At the end of the day, a winner finds a way." At Coco Gauff, was it a lucky escape or a sheer display of resilience for the American? Well, according to Macchi, Coco Gauff is a fighter. Was it the first we saw him praising the youngster? In fact, in a viral video clip on IG, he once hailed her, saying, "The Olympic sprinter with a racket in her hand." He believes her backbone is just as good as her backhand. Earlier this season, when Coco Gauff was struggling a bit with her form, it was Macchi who claimed that she would be fine by saying, "You'd never lose talent/athletic ability." He insisted that tennis is a journey of ups and downs, and Gauff has a bright future up ahead. Winning multiple Grand Slams is also a big possibility for her. How can Gauff unleash this vast potential? If second serve becomes an asset and forehand becomes her best shot, Gauff will surely reach her fullest potential, according to Macchi. Other than her second serve, Gauff's forehand has also been the talk of the town for quite a while. Has there been any improvement on that? Though, in 2024, during the French Open, Serena Williams' ex-coach Patrick Mouratoglou claimed, "I would have liked not to tell you about Coco Gauff's forehand, but there is a real technical problem." However, this year after seeing her performances at the Italian Open, Andy Roddick stated, "It used to be where she would play a defensive forehand or almost commit before the match, where you were seeing the high looping ones, or make hay and flatten it out Jim Courier style. Now it feels like the Andy Murray mold, where she is opening up the shoulders and going to the forehand. Then she is opening up the shoulders and going up the line. But she is setting the table." Roddick further claimed, "She is establishing that one to the right side of her opponent's body early, and then that opens up the other options. Also, once she opens up that one down the line, that traffic is going back to her backhand. And I feel like she is in total control of her game. Maybe for the first time since she won the US Open." Despite a few hiccups, Gauff has now managed to make it to the finals in Rome. With her win against Zheng in that 3-hour and 32-minute battle, Coco Gauff has now become the youngest player to reach both Madrid and Rome finals since the inception of the Spanish tournament in 2009. She is now also the first American in 9 years to reach the finals at the Italian Open. Can Coco Gauff become the first American to win the title since Serena?